Hey guys, welcome back to I Am One Boy. So if you're new here, feel welcome, and if this is not your first time stumbling by the video, thank you for coming again and again. Please share this video so I can reach more people. So actually I have something interesting to share. This is something that I've wanted to share for so long. This topic have been trending for the last 5 years. It has something to do with children and the reason young people are choosing not to have children. And the rate have actually increased. The rate of young people who are coming out and saying, no, I'm not interested in children anymore. So I actually want to share the uncommon reasons why young people are choosing not to have children. The first one is young people are finding taking care of children to be exhausting, to not be the thing that they want to do. For example, if I take my example, I don't have a child right now. With the fact that I don't have a child, I find it so easy to just run my errands, and then at the end of the day I can just kick my feet and relax. So people are choosing not to have kids because they don't want to take care of another person. But the first reason not to have a child is the cost of living right now. Like the cost of raising a child, from birth to campus to development. And bear in mind, you have to be responsible. The legal age to be responsible for this child is between the time the child is born to 18 years. But of course you both know that even us who are in our 20s, our parents still worry about us. So having a child, you are signing up a lifelong commitment that you're gonna be responsible for this person until they die. So in terms of I feel like the people who should be having children are people who are completely financially stable. So on the topic of why are young people choosing not to have children, I feel like financial instability is one of the major reasons, but I actually completely 100% agree with it, because I feel like people who are financially unstable and people who, if you know you are actually poor, I don't think you have any business having any children, because I feel like poverty is traumatizing, and it's actually selfish for somebody who literally for sure that you're not financially capable to afford a child, and then just going on and having a child just to see you passing your name to the next generation, or just to see your genes in some child. I feel like that is so selfish, and poor people shouldn't. I feel like poor people shouldn't have children. And I know in the comment section you're gonna come with a thing of oh, this is something that was created by God to fill the earth and all of that. Let me tell you, you can only say that, but if you grew in poverty and you know how embarrassing it can be, I feel like you wouldn't feel the same anymore. You would feel for me, because I have a personal experience with poverty. I've seen poverty, I've lived in poverty, so I know what I'm talking about. So I feel like poor people shouldn't have any business having children, because first of all, poor people normally pass their trauma to their children, because when even a kid does a small mistake, you just want to spiral, to run around, to shout, to yell, because I feel like parents who are not financially stable and parents who are struggling to raise the kids that they clearly choose to give birth to, when these kids of course children are children, and at some point this child is going to misbehave. So I feel like parents who are financially unstable and then they realize after they give birth that they had no business having children, they're usually so violent towards their kids. They use bad words with their kids, they beat them up, they do all the bad things with their children. So I feel like the other reason why young people should choose not to have kids, and a reason why you who is watching, you should not have a child, if you're financially unstable or if you're poor, just first of all look for wealth and then go on and have children. Because I can tell you for sure, being raised in poverty and bringing a child to exist in poverty, it's not, that is just you being selfish. That is just you not being considerate, because I don't think any child has business coming to this world to just suffer. The other thing that young people are choosing not to have children is the crime rate in the world. Like, the level of crime have gone so high, and like I feel like young people or people like me, we just choose to love your children by not bringing them to the chaos. Um, Also, like the overpopulation, because the generation that was behind us. So I belong to the generation of Gen Z. So there were millennials and the boomers and all of those things. So those generations, especially the boomers and the generations backwards, they actually helped to populate the world. So because actually these people are the people who are having 5 children, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I feel the world is already overpopulated, and I feel like there's somebody somewhere, there's already a kid somewhere who literally needs help already. So I feel like young people are choosing not to have children because they're choosing not to be the reason why the world is populated anymore. Um, so the other reason that young people are choosing not to have children is just for freedom. Like, you just want to wake up and be like, oh, I need to be in Indonesia tomorrow, and you just wake up over there. So I feel like it's a valid reason for somebody who wants to be free, for somebody who wants just to kick your feet and go. Because I feel like a child is a lifelong commitment, and you can just, like, a child is not like a pet that you can just leave to somebody. Even a pet right now, it's very personal because you choose to have the pet. It's your pet, it's not mine. So I feel like when you're going anywhere, you should figure out, as a parent, you become so responsible for the other person, for your child. And like, when you're going anywhere, you'll always think about, how about my child, and if you just leave your child anywhere, you're considered not to be responsible. One of the other groups that should consider not having children, if you're having a child so that you can have somebody to take care of you in your old age. So I feel like that is so selfish, and I feel the generations behind and all of that, they've been doing the same thing. So if you're actually having a child in this 2025, you're having a child so that, like, you can have somebody to take care of you in your old age. I just want to break to you that you're actually mistaken, because I've seen parents with like 10 children, and when they get old and it's time for them to retire and they need some help, those children, they never help them. They are there, but they never help these parents. Actually, strangers come and help these parents. So if you're having children just so that you can have people take care of you in your old age, I'm sorry to surprise you that you are gonna be shocked. So I feel like that is a very selfish reason to have a child, and you should consider changing your mind if you have not already have a child for that reason. You should have a child because you feel like you are financially responsible, you're financially stable, you are in your right mindset and all of that. Because people are also having children and then ending up traumatizing their children because you haven't taken the time to heal yourself from the traumas that you've had to go through. Then you have this child, and then you end up just projecting all your failures or your traumas and then regretting, cursing on this child, saying that bad words, because it's very shameful for you to just choose to have a child, and then when the child is already here, you tell them how they changed your life to the negative, and these things, I'm not saying from the blues. I'm not just waking up and saying, oh, these things are happening. These things are actually happening. You hear parents saying that I regret the day that I conceived you, I regret the day that I gave birth to you. Why? Because these people, the people who have been selling to us the idea of like children and childbirth and all of that, I feel like these are people who are capitalists, who have been trying to oppress women all these years. So they sell the idea of like the perfect side of being a mother, the perfect side of being a parent, but they never tell you the bad side. So I feel like that's why parents who never do any research and they just have children to fulfill the societal's expectation, that's why they get so shocked when they just give birth to these children, and then they realize it's not a walk in the park, and actually this child is unruly. Okay, you wake up and you realize this child need a biro and you don't have money to buy them whatever they need. You wake up the next morning, you need to take care of your child, you need to clean them up because they went to the washroom and they didn't wipe themselves. Then you get upset and be like, oh, why are you not cleaning? Because you chose to be a parent, and being a parent means that you dedicate yourself to serve this child, to be there for them until they get to their legal age, or until they can be able to take care of themselves. So I feel like young people and people who don't have children already, we should be very careful, and we should actually, before you have a child, before you conceive, we should actually do some research. We do some research of what you're getting yourself into, because most of the time you end up regretting and you end up being bitter. You end up raising children who are traumatized, children who are depressed. Okay, so, and if you over there, you know, like you went through some type of depression, violence growing up, actually I feel like it's time for you to reconsider having children. It's time for you to overthink the decisions that you are making right now. So please comment down below and tell me what is your reason for not having children. And if you have a child already, tell us if you at some point you regret. Okay, we know that your child is your apple of your eye and all of that, but I feel like it's high time the people who have children start telling the people who do not have children and they are desiring to have children. You just tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I feel like to everything that is good, it has a bad side. To everything that's bad, it has a good side. And even though I feel like most young people are going to the extent of not having children, I still feel like having children has its positives, but for some people, if you're not ready enough, you can just end up having the negatives and not the positives. So please comment down below, and we can converse and just share our thoughts from different parts of the world, because this is an international topic, and like I come from Kenya, and this is my perspective as a Kenyan, but this is my personal opinion. My opinion does not reflect the thoughts of other Kenyans. This is actually me overthinking, and my thoughts are according to my personal experiences and like what I want for myself. So let's interact in the comments, and until next time, bye.